So the probability is more to do with how likely something is going to happen in the future. Right? Now, the shorter the period, the more chances that will happen. So it's important in terms of forecasting. It's important in terms of predicting whether your venture is going to achieve the results you expect. But far away, yeah, it's not going to be helpful you. So the longer the period, the less likely that what you are predicting is going to work. Right? And this is the beginning of the models that we use in order to evaluate whether the project will actually give us enough, revenues that will actually be more viable to invest in, or even yourself, if you are entrepreneur, to pursue that particular project. If it won't, you won't be able to. I mean, there's no need for you to move on. Okay, but obviously, all these projects, probabilities, they are not actual sciences or exact sciences. They are normally guesses because they are based on the data that you had collected before. Okay, right. So the probability tells you how likely it is that something will happen. Okay, so what are the chances of something happening? Now, again, this is a part of your statistics, okay, which is extremely important in the work that you are doing. Now, for example, an ordinary pack of cards, I don't know how familiar you are with these cards, okay? Without jokers, there we are. That's actually what I was saying.
All right.
Right, okay. So I'm saying, I don't know how you are actually familiar with these cards. I'm not very familiar because that's not a game which we are brought up to play. I was brought up far in the rural area. Yeah, I started talking about these well, actually, I was seeing young ones when I was already grown up. Now, so the without the jokers, they contain 52 cards. Okay, so half are red, okay, which means heads and diamonds, and half are black, which are spades and clubs. All right. I don't know how many are in the pack. There are 13 times 4, is it?
Yes.
Do you know very well these cards? The total pack.
Yes. Yes.
The total pack, there are 13 times 4, is it?
Yes.
Which means there are 50 what? 52?
52.
Okay. Right. Okay. So you shuffle the cards and take one at random. Okay, that's the most important. They have to be at random. You're picking them at random. What are your chances of taking a black card? Right. So you need to look at how many cards are going to be there, which are black.
1 in
So
20.
it says 26. Yeah. So because blacks and reds are equal, there are 26 cards each. So the chances is going to be equal. Okay. Now, because there are two colors of equal quantity, the probability is 1 out of 2. Okay. So we can express this probability as half or as 50%, which is a half times 100. All right. Now, what are your chances of drawing a spade from a full pack? Okay. Because there are 4 suits, so you have got spades, clubs, hearts, and diamonds. The chance is 1 out of 4. Okay. Which can be expressed as a 1/4. So 1 out of 4. Now 1/4 times 100 is going to give you 25%. So in most of cases, probabilities are given either in terms of percentages or in decimal place. So either 0.5 or 0.25. Okay. But the total probability will always be equal to 1. Yeah, we will see when you look at the probability distribution when you do a bit of more maths. Okay. What are your chances of taking an S? Okay. There is 1 S in each suit. Okay. So which means there are going to be 4 because there are 4 suits. Yeah. Therefore, there are a total of 4 times 1 S in a pack. Now the pack is 52. So therefore, the probability of 4 chances out of 52 is going to be 4 out of 52, which is equal to 1/13. Yeah. It is not all about cards, however. You can look at it tossing a coin. Okay, so you're going to have heads or tail. Now, obviously, it means 50 is going to be heads, another 50 is going to be tail. But the total is always going to be 1. Okay? Or rolling a dice. Dice is going to be a probability of 1, 6, 1, 6, 1, 6, 1, 6. So the total zero is going to be 1. So a rolling a dice to see which of the 6 numbers comes uppermost. And if you listen to weather reports, you will know that they often talk about the chances of raining. Right? So obviously, what's the probability that tomorrow it will rain or this afternoon it will rain? Okay. Now, where do they get these probabilities from? They're going to have data, right? Okay, data. They are looking at the past trend. What has been happening in the last number of days in a month or number of months in the last year or in the past 3 years. Okay. But will they be correct? The answer definitely no. Yeah. And one of the job which is easier to work for, even if you tell lies, so you're going to be paid, is actually being a weatherman. Because it's going to tell you that, yeah, this afternoon is going to be clouds and that you find there's going to be sunshine. Or this afternoon is going to be snowing, you find it's not snowing at all. Yeah, but still it's going to be paid. That's a good job. I really admire it. I wish it. Yeah, I could get a job like that one. Okay. They have even created a new way to express the probability of rain. Okay, right? It's the first time for me to hear that. They call it probability. That's a nice one.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a nice one. All right, so this is the beginning of the probability. Okay, so let's see is the how likely something is going to happen. Okay, and automatically you can see immediately how useful this is going to be in the program that you're doing. All right, because one of the question, okay, Pluto might ask, okay, is how likely that you're going to achieve these profitability levels that you have given us, or these sales revenues you have given. Yeah, where's the evidence that has made you to actually be more confident that you're going to achieve this? Yeah. Now, if you have just guessed, then you'll be in trouble. Yeah, because you can't justify those probabilities. Now, the longer the period, as I said, the less chance that what you're predicting is going to happen. Right. Okay, right. So here we go. All right. Let's just see here. Yeah, and commonly it's going to be about the cards, about the dice, because that's all coins, because that's where you start from until you reach a bit of more advanced. Right. So cards. Imagine that you have shuffled the pack, okay, and are going to draw one card at random. Here are some questions about probability or chance. Give your answers as fractions. Right. So what is the chance of drawing a diamond?
1/4.
Yeah, 1/4. There. How many diamonds are there?
13.
Yeah, so 13 out of 52.
52.
Okay, so that's what you need. You need to write in. Okay. All right. So you need to write 13 out of 52 and show that you have reduced that to 1/4. Don't write just 1/4. No.
Ah, all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. What is the chance of drawing N7?
4 out of 52.
Okay, so you need to reduce that.
1/13.
Yeah, 1/13. Okay. Then the next is what is the chance of drawing either a king or a queen?
8 over 52.
Okay, so if it's 8 over 52, what will be?
So it's 4 over 26.
4 over 26. You said 8?
Yes, 8 over 52.
Over 52. Okay, so 4 here is 2. What is the 4 here? So 4 here is going to be 13, is it?
Yes.
Yeah. What is the chance of drawing a red card?
13 over 52, which cancels to 1/4. Well, no. 26 over 52. which cancels to 1/2.
Yeah, that's correct. What's the chance of drawing a black card?
The same, 26 over 52, and that cancels to 1/2, 1/2.
Okay, so then you wish to, yeah, life was as it is as it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Penny, definitely we're gonna have yeah, plenty of chickens. Right. Coins. When you toss a coin, what's the probability of a head?
Half, half the time.
Yeah, it's gonna be 1 out of 2. Yes, because that's got only, yeah, 2 sides. Then the dice. Okay. What is the chance of throwing a 2 in a dice?
1/6.
Yeah, there's only 1 out of 6. When you throw a dice, what is the chance of throwing an even number?
Half the time.
Yeah, it will be half of the time. So which are the numbers here?
2,
So you can have 2,
4, and 6.
4, and 6.
6. Yeah.
So that gives you 3 out of 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is going to be half.
Half.
Yeah. So you need to mention these. Right. Okay. What is the chance of throwing an odd number?
1/6. 1/6.
An odd number.
Above 3, 1/2. The same.
Yeah, there's going to be 3.
6. 3 over
5.
6.
Yeah. Which other number here?
Sorry?
Which other number? So you have
1.
3 or 5?
1.
1. Yeah. So therefore, there are 3 out of 6.
Or
yeah.
half.
What is the chance of throwing a 6?
1/6. 1 out of 6.
Yeah, 1 out of 6. Yes. Okay. Right. So when rolling a dice, you are just as likely to roll one number as any other. You are just as likely to roll a 6 as a 2, because there are 6 numbers on the dice, on the die, and each one is equally likely. Then the probability of getting any number, say a 4, is going to be 1 out of 6 or 1/6. Yeah. And he has shown you how the dice look like. Probably I've never seen it. I don't know. Okay, right. So far so good. Yeah. Okay.